Hello and welcome to the Random Car Show. This is your host Rajat Bhatia. Today we are talking about window films and what are their types and what are the laws in Canada in different provinces and what percentage suits your car best. So let's start the video in 3, 2, 1. So before we get into the different types of tinting, let's discuss what are the benefits of tinting and why are you getting the car tinted in the first place. So there are three major benefits of window tinting. First one being the looks, the second one being the privacy, third one being the UV protection and the sunlight protection. So let's discuss the first benefit, that is the looks. So me personally, I love the look of the black window tinted cars, especially if it's a white car or a black car. It changes the entire look of the car. It makes it look more luxurious and royal. Second benefit is the privacy. So if you want to spend some time with your loved ones, you know what I mean. So the third point being the most important benefit of getting your car window tinted is the UV protection and sunlight protection. As you all know, UV lights are very harmful for the skin, and also while you're driving in the sun, it can also distract you from driving also. So what window tinting does is most of them, they are reflective or they absorb the UV lights. So let's start with the different types of window films. So we are going into an order of the cheapest films first, and then we are going into the most expensive one. So let's start with the first type of window films, that is the dyed one. As the name suggests, so it is the different layers of dyed films combined into one. The benefit of this film is that is very cheap. Also, it absorbs a lot of, like almost 40% of the sunlight and the UV rays. One downside of this type of window film is that as it absorbs the sunlight, with time it gets faded away. The second type of window film is the metallized window film. As the name suggests, it has microparticles of different metals that instead of the absorbing sunlight, it reflects the sunlight and it gives a very good shine to the car. The only one downside of this type of window film is that it disrupts the radio signals coming inside the car. It is a minor inconvenience, but it doesn't bother the customer that much. The third type of window film that has the benefits of both of these window films and has less of the disadvantages of both the previous window films is that the hybrid one. So the hybrid has several layers of dyed window film and one layer of metallized. So it doesn't disrupt the signal that much and it doesn't also fade away that much. So this is our third type of window film. So the last and sixth type of tint that is not included in this 5 is the crystalline tint. It is basically transparent tint that doesn't offer any privacy or any looks. It's just for the UV rays blockage, and basically it reflects the actual sunlights. After this, we are moving on to the fourth one, that is the carbon. So this one is made out of nanoparticles of carbon and it absorbs and reduces the temperature by at least 40%. It makes your car cooler. It is very good for countries that have like a very hot temperature. Not very good for the cold country like Canada, but yeah, in summers it is very good for you. After this, the one downside of carbon film is that it is much more expensive than all the previous ones, but it is very durable and long lasting, so it matches the price. So our fifth type of window film is the ceramic window film. It is the most expensive one. You'll be paying a premium on the price, but it blocks up to 99% UV rays, which is very good for your skin, also very good for your eyes. So we are going to be dividing all these into 4 different categories: the rear windshield, the 2 back rear glasses on the side, 2 front side glasses that are your driver and passenger seat front, and then the front windshield, how much is legal on them on each one of those categories. So let's start with the back windshield. First category is the rear windshield that also has your defogger. Almost all of the provinces have no restrictions at all for the rear windshield except for Yukon, that has a 70% limit on it. Other than that, all the provinces have no restriction. You can even go on 5% with the back windshield. Next is our side back rear windows. That is your back door, both side back doors, and those small quarter panel windows. So same thing, none of the provinces have any of the laws for that. You can go with 5%, 15%, as much as you like. Moving on to the front passenger and driver side windows. So with that, almost all of the provinces have strict restrictions on the percentage that you can go with, starting with Alberta, British Columbia, Newfoundland, and most of the Northwest territories. They have 0% allowance for the front side windows, that is the driver side and the passenger. Other than that, New Brunswick, Quebec, and Yukon have a 70% limit on those side windows. That means you can go 70% dark than the actual window. Moving on to our last category, that is the front windshield. So as we all know, front windshield, most of the provinces have a 0% tolerability for the front windshield. Only New Brunswick has a 70% allowance, and Manitoba and British Columbia have a centimeter by the centimeter you can do tint. That usually in our terminology as a tinting guy we call it the sun strip, which is the top part of the windshield. With that also, you are only allowed up to 12 centimeter from the top to tint it. You can go with 5% also, there's no restriction on that, but you can only go on 12 centimeter of the strip. So now you know which tint to choose for your car, what is legal, what is illegal in whichever provinces you are living in. Most of them have, in Canada there's not too much restriction for window tinting, but there is. It's good to know. We would always suggest to go by the law. And with this, we are gonna be finishing our today's video. Bye for today. I'll see you guys in the next video. Like and share this video, subscribe to the channel. See you and have a happy new year.